What you looking at? Wanna go? Alright. Stop. Today we're talking about the top 5 best anime swordsmen. Let's go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Shonen Showdown list. Today we are talking about the top 5 best swordsmen in shonen anime. But before I get into that, you guys already know what time it is. It is time for my honorable mentions. So I'm going to start off with Roronoa. He did not make my top 5. I know everyone's tight right now. Everyone is tight, and I feel your pain. But there's a guy by the name of Jaku Mihawk who is in One Piece, and right now Zoro has not surpassed him. So he is not in my top 5. Next, Inuyasha, Elite, the Tetsaiga. We know all about it. We know the demon energy. We know everything that we know. He's a half demon, half human. He's super elite with the wind scar, backlash wave, all of that good stuff. But I think he relies more on his demon energy than I really see from his swordsmanship. So I can't really put him in my top 5. Next, I am looking at a character by the name of Sho from Fire Force. Whoo! This brother Sho is cold, man. He is cold. Listen, being able to expand heat to a point where you are messing around with time and space, that's ridiculous. But I need to see a little bit more from Sho because a little earlier on in Fire Force, and you know, people are already putting pressure on him. So I need to see just a little bit more on his skill set as a swordsman and not only his firepower. Next, I have Elsa Scarlet from Fairy Tail. Now, I know a lot of you guys are tight. Why is she not in your top 5? What's going on? I'm not saying that Elsa's not elite. Elsa's very elite, but let me tell you guys something about this. Elsa, I see more as a jack of all trades. I see her as being more of a versatile person rather than her just being a straight up swordsman, because we are talking about the skill of the swordsman as well. And I think she is elite. She does have that attack form, but it is not enough for me to put her in my top 5 because of who I have in my top 5. And last but not least, Saber from Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night. She did not make my top 5. King Arthur, we know how elite she is. We know all the things that she was doing, you know, when she was coupled with, you know, Emiya Kiritsugu, when she was coupled with Shiro, when she was coupled with, you know, she's elite. But I don't really think she is there yet, only because her mana depends on who her master is, and that's too big of a setback for me. But let me get right into my top 5. At number 5, this is a sleeper. You guys know I always have to have a sleeper pick in here. I have Akame from Akame ga Kill. Of course I have her in here. Are you kidding me? Super elite. Took down Esdeath. I don't think anybody in the show was really able to take down Esdeath. She did it. She even bodied her own sister, who is also elite. So, you know, it runs in the family. Let's talk about it. She's a straight dog. Swordsmanship is just on another level. Anything that we really have ever seen for anybody else within the show, Akame really has shown her ability as a swordsman. It is ridiculous how she's able to, you know, flip, do tricks, you know, everything. The sword is literally part of her at this point. So, of course, she's in my top 5. Next, I have, and this is a show that I'm actually in the process of watching right now. So this placement could change. But I'm going to add Gintoki from Gintama. Why is he in here? Listen, when we're talking about swordsmen, there's a lot of elite swordsmen within shonen anime, but this particular swordsman right here I'm going to title him as the most clever swordsman I have ever seen in anime. Listen, the way Gintoki fights is not just strictly based off of his swordsmanship abilities, but he has this uncanny willingness to use his cleverness, use his objects around him, use his wits against his opponents and help throw them off so he can have an edge against anybody that he deems is more powerful than he truly is in his particular moment in time. That's why I have to put Gintoki in here. He's a complete beast. Next, this guy's a GOAT. I'm putting in Dracula Mihawk in One Piece. Yes, the person that taught Zoro Haki, the person that used to spar with Shanks on a day-to-day basis. I'm putting the strongest swordsman in One Piece. He has a black blade. He has the strongest sword in One Piece. He's elite. He's elite. Pretty much unstoppable. So of course I'm going to put him in my top 5. Next, these last two are really, really hard for me. but you know, it came down to swordsmanship skills and just how much of a legend you are. So next, I'm going with Kenshin Himura from Rurouni Kenshin. I have to put him in here, guys. At number 2, I have to put him in here. Listen, the legendary Batosai, he held back from trying to kill people. I mean, the man walked around with a wooden sword throughout the entire show, pretty much. You know, the only one that really felt his true wrath was Shishio, because he really was holding back. He did not want to damage anybody. Think about Kenshin really trying to hurt people. You know what would happen? There would be a lot of bodies piled up in that show. Let me tell you right now, just because his swordsmanship is that elite, a lot of people were begging for his assistance because we know what he brings to the table. He is the Batosai, so I have to put him in here at number 2. And at number 1, it's the GOAT. It is the GOAT. It is none other than Ichigo Kurosaki from Bleach. Of course, I gotta put him in here. When you're talking about Bankai, Heat, Hollow Mode, Heat, Vasta Lorde, Heat, Final Getsuga Tensho. I mean, Heat. Who else was on the table that was supposed to stop Sasuke Aizen? I know it wasn't anybody else in the show. He was destined to do this. Aizen even, you know, basically set the scene up for Ichigo to try to take him down, and Ichigo flipped the script and actually ended up taking down Sasuke Aizen. So, listen, when it comes to anything within Bleach, Ichigo is the best swordsman. It just is what it is. I know there's a lot of Yamamoto fans out there right now, and you know, you can make a solid case for Yamamoto, but when I'm talking about his progression and how fast Ichigo was, you know, getting to the point where he was in the series, he was accelerating at like super fast speed. His growth was tremendous in such a short time. So I gotta put Ichigo at number 1. But you guys let me know your top 5 swordsmen in shonen anime. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe. And with that, I'll see you next time.